I wonder if that's what archive ink uses as well. Just regular old archive ink. Iron
Quite
particles.
possibly. Quite possibly. There you go. So thank you for that. I'm going to piece of paper there. Don't you love that sound?
I have to say, I do like the sound of you handling the physical paper. That's much nicer than clicky keyboard sounds for, Brady's like in a real newsroom looking at pieces of paper that he's sorting through, and you can hear the shuffling. I like that.
You need to hear typewriters in the background and copy, stop the presses. Actually, Gray, let's stop the presses because we've forgotten something that I would like to do on every podcast from now on.
I'm not sure I'm going to allow it, but just go ahead.
I would like to check where our listener, John, who plays the bass on a boat, is today.
Yeah?
I'm gonna call up my marine traffic app.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call up my fleets because I've put his ship into my fleet.
Mm-hmm.
His ship, which is called the Anthem of the Seas, and he is currently rather disappointingly docked in Palma. Wasn't he at Palma last time?
I think he was.
The ship is docked in Palma. Anyway.
How anticlimactic that was.
How anticlimactic. But I always just want to know where he is. But I have another nice email here, Gray. Pulls out the paper.
Very good. Yes, we can hear that.
This comes from... Oh, dear. That's another one. This comes from Gannon, which is an unusual name. Mm-hmm. Hi, Brady. And Gray, I guess, but he won't read this. Wink. You are correct. He won't read this, but he is having it read to him.
I'm listening to it at this very moment.
Now, I like to think we have a diverse audience, Gray, but I'm beginning to think maybe we don't. I'm beginning to think everyone who listens to our podcast is either called Tim or is a bass player on a boat, because Gannon here says, I am also a professional bass player working on a cruise ship.
I'm not sure I believe this story.
He's got a lot of details here. In fact, I work for the same company that was mentioned by the person from Anthem. I work primarily as a trombonist in the orchestra on the beautiful Majesty of the Seas, and I sometimes play bass for the jazz sets. He's a seasonal musician, and during the school year, he's actually a music professor at a university in Central Texas. But when he was writing from the capital of the Bahamas, which is... You know what that is?
I do not know what that is.
I would have thought you would. You seem like someone who would know lots of capitals. Nassau?
No, I wasn't going to get that.
There's a pirate-themed bar here on the ship I assume he's talking about, and all the crew like to go because they have good Wi-Fi. Love the podcast. Been listening since episode 2 was released. Keep up the good work. So, you know what I'm going to do now, don't you, Greg?
I do know what you're going to do. Where is he?
Let's call up the Majesty of the Seas, which is also in my fleets now, and that is, rather more excitingly, that looks like it's sailing, and it is currently sailing near the Bahamas, basically about halfway between the Bahamas and Miami.
Oh, there we go.
So enjoy your cruise there, Gannon, and any other bass players on ships who care to get in touch.
No, you see, you can't do that, Brady, because all you're going to do is just get an endless number of emails from people pretending to be bass players on ships.
I don't think that will happen. I think our listeners they are definitely naughty, and they are a nuisance. But I don't think they are liars.
Our listeners are no nuisance whatsoever.
That they will, like, if given the chance, they will create nuisance. They are mischievous, maybe is a better word. They are mischievous, but I don't think they're liars. So I don't think they will say they're bassists on a ship if they're not.
I'm just thinking out loud here, Brady. But I've been seeing a lot of feedback as well from people talking about their jobs and what they listen to when they're on the podcast. And I'm thinking we're getting enough of this feedback that very soon we need to institute a photographic proof policy.
Oh, yes.
What the person's actually doing. So all of these surgeons who are apparently listening to Hello Internet while commenting on the Reddit, I need to see a picture of your iPhone in the chest cavity of somebody that you're operating on with Hello Internet on the screen. Because otherwise, it's just like every surgeon in America is listening to our podcast while doing their work. And I'm beginning to be a bit doubtful about how many of you really there are.
Well, Gray, this sounds like the perfect opportunity to introduce my new favourite corner of Hello Internet. And this is People's Occupation Corner, what people do and what they do while listening to Hello Internet. Bing, bong, bing.
Oh, Brady, it's got to be Career Corner. Career Corner.
No, because it doesn't have, it's not necessarily your career. You could be, you could be a knitter. You could be, work in a phone center, but you knit at night, and that's when you listen to Hello Internet. And it's the knitting I want to hear about. So I want to know what people do while they're listening to the show. That means more to me than what their job is.
That's fair enough. Yeah. But I don't think your name was very catchy. We need a catchy name for this.
No, that's the joke. The joke is that it has an uncatchy name. Something like What People Do While Listening to Hello Internet Corner. The joke is it's a cumbersome name. Work with me, Gray. Trust me.
Is that the joke? Is that the funny part of this?
Gray, which one of us has pedigree here making up names for things that stick?
That hurts, Brady. That hurts deep.
But more on that later.
Okay, if you want to call this what it is that people happen to do while they are listening to the Hello Internet Podcast Corner, I'm on board.
See, that's beautiful. It should have a slightly different name every time as well, so good for you. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few here. Now, I'm gonna pre-warn you here, Gray.
Yeah.
Some of these are amazing.
Is that a warning? That's not a warning.
Are you wearing like a hat or something? Because I am worried that these are going to be so amazing that your brain could explode out of your head.
Oh, I have the coolest hat that I've been wearing that I got for Hawaii. I have like an Indiana Jones style hat that I can wear. Put it on,
Gray. Put it on, because I don't want your brain splattered all over your screen. Okay. Literally, it would be grey matter on your screen. Because this is amazing. Some of these are amazing. I'm gonna ease you into it.
I feel like you're doing movie spoilers here, Brady. You're building it up so much. I can't possibly.
No, listen to me.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
Listen to me. I know you're worried. I'm building it up too much, and I can't possibly meet expectations. But trust me. At the end, you will be impressed.
Okay. You are in a funny mood today, Brady. I think it's because it's so late at night when we're recording this for you. But let's go.
First of all, I've had an odd day. Mm-hmm. This is from Carlo. Brady and Gray, thanks for all your content, etc., etc. And he says, I think Brady's videos are better than Gray's, but he doesn't actually say that. He says, I listen to the podcast mainly during my work as a penetration tester.
That sounds naughty.
It does a bit. Do you know what a penetration tester is?
You probably don't want me to guess what that might be.
Well, come on, have a guess.
Okay, my guess is he's working in a materials lab.
That is a good guess, Gray. That is a good guess, and that's what I would have guessed too. That's what I thought when I first saw it. Turns out it's not the case.
Okay.
It's actually a job that would really appeal to you.
Oh yeah.
The email continues. Don't let the title fool you. The job mainly involves breaking into financial and medical institutions through social engineering and working towards compromise of their network in the same way a real hacker or attacker would.